Hello, welcome to Salt and Light Canning. I'm Jessica and this is my kitchen, and I'm happy that you're here. Today I am making some spiced cider. We have some Honeycrisp apples, and we have just an abundance of them. You can use any kind of apple you want, and I'm just going to turn this into spiced apple cider. So to do that, I need to fill my roaster about 1/3 to 1/2 full of sliced apples. I just take out the core. Truthfully, you could just cut them up and put them in there. With the core, I just take it out. And then I just cut it into big chunks. So I'm going to get my roaster full. I'll be back when I'm doing something else. So now that I have my roaster about 1/3 of the way full with apples, I'm going to add filtered water. This will take 19 to about 20 quarts. Also, the reason I use filtered water is because I'm on city water. If I wasn't on city water and I just had well water, I probably wouldn't worry about filtered water. But I don't want a bunch of chlorine in my apple cider, so that's why I use filtered water. All right, I'm going to cover this and we'll turn it on to about 250, and then I will let it cook and simmer at least overnight, at least 24 hours. You do apple cider the same way you do like broth, okay? So at least 24 hours at 250. And tomorrow I will strain it off and put it in jars. I already started one yesterday, and that's over in this other roasting pan. So I'm going to get set up and I'll show you what I do next. So all I'm doing, so these apples have been simmering in water for at least 24 hours. And all I'm doing is I am putting them through my strainer into this pitcher. And I do smash them just a little bit to get all the extra water out, because I want to make sure we get as much of the juice as possible, because that's what's going to make our apple cider. This is just beautiful. After simmering for 24 hours, it looks just beautiful. I'm going to fill up this pitcher, and then I'm going to prep a couple jars, and I'll show you what I do. I have my juice strained in this pitcher. So to prepare a couple of jars, this is what I'm going to do. Here I have some citric acid. I'm going to add this to my jars. You probably don't have to, but I add it. I'm just adding 1/4 teaspoon to each quart jar. I'm also going to add 1/4 cup of sugar, or a little less. You can add as much or as little sugar as you want in your apple cider. Also going to add 1 cinnamon stick, 2 whole cloves, and 1 allspice berry. All right, with my jars all prepared, I'm going to add my juice. And I have just found that using the pitcher is what's easiest for me. Please do what's easiest for you. I'm filling to about 1 inch of head space. And this looks just beautiful. Once my jars are filled, I'm going to wipe the rim, make sure it's nice and clean, get a lid, line it up, and a ring, and just to finger tight. Oh, that's hot. Just to finger tight. It's just beautiful. I'm gonna finish my jars. I'll be back when I'm doing something else. Well, my canner is full and everybody's covered and there's a splash of vinegar. So I'm going to turn this on. The water's hot. We're going to cover it. We're going to bring it to a boil. We're going to process at a boil for 15 minutes. I'll be back when I'm taking them out. Action. Thank you. Well, my timer went off and I turned everything off and I took the lid off and I've been waiting just a few minutes. Anytime you're canning, you don't want to be like in such a hurry to take everything out, because what can happen is, because it's not equal temperature in the canner as it is outside, is all your product can come out and you don't want that. So take your time and be patient, but at the same time you don't want to just leave it there for it to like cool down in the canner either. That can cause something called flat sour, which just makes your food taste bad, so you don't want to do that either. But you do want to give it a few minutes to kind of acclimate and settle down, not be going all crazy, and then take them out, okay? So we're going to take them out. These are so pretty. These are just going to be wonderful for our fall holidays coming up. I'm so excited. This is one of my husband's very favorite things that I make, so excited to be able to do this for him and for our family. Such a blessing. It's such a blessing. Let me know what you're canning and what wonderful things you're doing in your kitchen. I love to hear from you. Please check out the links below. There's a link to my Etsy shop and there's all kinds of really cool things in there. But anyways, be so blessed. Know that you're loved and be a blessing to someone else. I'll see you in the next video.